now about 9:20 in the evening. I know it doesn't look much of a picture through the phone camera as I record this, but the visualization is a sort of not actually relevant, to be honest, to the video. Just something came to me, as it were, so I thought, well, in the moment, let's share it. The world's a stage, so I thought we'd have a little tour around the stage sets, as it were. So it's also something relatable that proves that you have this gift. So let's talk you through it. You have to import. You're a vessel, so you have to take on board things. So we can call them cargo. And it could be anything you hear. And what happens more often than not, the conscious mind will start creating scenes and making a scene, and creating dramas. And before you know it, away he goes. He's off calculating, working things out, where's it going to come from, and so on and so on. Quite exhausting, really. That's like leaking light, escaping from you. And what can often happen is, in through this back door will creep in doubt and fear. Then what happens? This is sort of a bit unfair, really, because your subconscious, we look at the subconscious as this beautiful wife who is non-judgmental, and she's got this magical kitchen cupboard that is got an infinite stock of everything, and she just does as requested. The conscious thinking mind, the divine masculine side, may come across as like a pharaoh and a bit of a tyrant and demanding, I want. But the thing is, the language that this ever-loving wife speaks, your divine feminine side, it's not words, it's feeling. So this conscious mind, who's now created scenes and is generating these feelings, like fear of whatever it happens to be. I don't know, something like being struck by lightning. So what happens is, now this poor, ever-loving wife has to go and get this wheelbarrow and bring shitloads of this feeling and tip it down this chute. Now we can take any cell in the body, it starts with the ones closest, and the production team is like, hold on, stop, what are you doing? Change the scene, we're going from happiness, we're going into fear, change the scene, and through all the cells, the message is passed on. It's not like Chinese whispers, the message that is passed down through the body, into every cell of your body, will remain the same. It's like an oral tradition that's passed down, and it will pass down within you to the multitude, which is your cells. When it talks in the Bible about the multitude, this is what it's referring to as an internal spiritual story, which it really is. This is where it's a guidebook, where there is no conflict, because the Yahweh in that is not a desert demon. It's all part of the drama that's going on inside yourself, because you've got your devil side. Everybody has. It can be mischievous, and it can be more sinister. It's on a sliding scale. It depends on, for all kinds of reasons, infinite possibilities in this reality. All potential that can manifest. So fear is this, like, change the stage set. We're now running a play called Fear. So, of course, every cell now all conforms to this, because ideally you want to be your own government, because it's coming from the mind. So that fear is transmitted throughout the entire body. Now you're going to start going from more an alkaline to the more acidic side of the scale. If this carries on for some time, it will start to have an overload effect. It like an acid, it's corrosive. And it could manifest in the liver, the kidneys, the heart, the lungs, marrow in your bones. It just depends where that signal is, how strong you have that feeling. And this is where this saying about you are your own worst enemy, because it's the conscious thinking mind that is sending these signals across, which is communicated in the thought. It becomes a feeling. So subconscious, she responds, and she's totally impartial. I'm getting bitten here by mosquitoes. This is the only trouble this time of the evening. Right, we'll get back on track here. So now imagine also that you're magnetic. So not only are you sending out a signal through pheromones and through sweat glands and things, others will pick up on it to varying degrees, and it shows in the eyes. I'm sure many of you saw people with like half a face showing a few years ago, and that's that sort of sheer look of terror in their eyes. The eyes are very expressive. They do paint a picture, but without words. It's just feeling. So just consider how what you're putting out into the environment around you. I mean, look after the environment. Well, what about in the energetic sense? Because that's something generated from all of us, and I count myself in this because I've gone through this same process, and we've all done it where the thing we most dread is the thing that happens. It could be like worrying about, I've applied for a job, have I got it? I really want this job because it might be extra money or something really mundane but practical in this material world. It's same hours but slightly more money, so you've gone for this job, but you're worrying, and of course that's putting a signal out. It's putting an energy. We're magnetic, so that draws that towards you. And of course, if you lose something like car keys, we use that analogy again. That thing about it's always the last place you think to look, because it's the conscious mind is creating scenes. Instead of just, okay, I can't find the car keys, I'll go and have a glass of water. And just let it come. It will pop into the mind. But of course, the tendency is always to think it. And the more you sort of worry about, I can't find the car keys, the less likely you're going to find them. So that's a sort of another example. I'm sure we've all done misplaced things, and it seems like the end of the world at the time. And of course, it's a proof that you can manifest. But we're also taught about what you see in the mirror is you. But everything is a reflection, and the thing with the reflection is the linear polarity is flipped. So a big thank you to the system for actually showing why there is this system in place, and what the system is actually so terrified of. It's innate, natural God-given gift, you could say, our ability to co-create. But the thing is, we've only been shown the negative polarity. So let's flip the polarity to a positive. And before you know it, you'll see the real magic unfold. Things seem to come out of nowhere when you need them most. So imagine now we can go back to the back scene, and it's like, hang on, new incoming message, happiness, happiness, and that's passed down. So if you imagine each cell is now, instead of having a sort of dark, gloomy sort of look about it, it's now bright. So you're sort of effectively radiating out light. You're becoming a light being because you've flipped the polarity on every cell, and this magical signal just gets passed all the way down through every cell in your body, every part of you, and you'll feel it. That's the confirmation. When you have that feeling of joy and elation, it's a confirmation of what you're feeling. I can't put it into words. I'm sure you all know. And how do you know? Because you've been through the experience. That's all it takes. Put yourself through an experience, safe in the knowledge that you're not going to come to any harm. There is nothing in this reality that the system can really do to you if you stay in your power. I've proven it sufficiently to myself, but at the same time, I'm not going to deliberately put myself into situations just to prove a point, because then that would be the ego trying to take over. Rather, it's like, allow it to all come in the time it's meant to come. These tests don't get any easier. You'll face what seem to be, this is a bit of a curveball I didn't expect, a new challenge. Okay, well, we accept the challenge. Because we'll look at it, and we'll weigh it up, and it's like, okay, I can't go straight ahead because it's a solid wall, but I can walk round the solid wall to get to the other side of it. I can find a way round the perceived obstacle. Until maybe it gets to the point that we can see this reality in such a way that we can start sort of breaking down the atoms and maybe even actually be able to pass through solid objects. I'm just theorizing and speculating, especially if this is a hologram and then there's a potential and a possibility of anything, and knowing that it's coming from within inside us, what we're creating, that we're attracting towards us, is purely from the feeling we're putting out. So it's just getting all these cells to be working in unison, feeling the most positive way about things, not striving for being on cloud nine, because you have to keep the balance, more a sort of contentedness, expecting the unexpected and enjoying the moment, because anything could happen within the next second that could change anything potentially, like me getting eaten alive around my ankles by these mosquitoes. I'm going to stop filming in a minute. I'm going to have to sort this out. Bit of urine therapy on the skin. That will sort that out. That's the only processed thing you should use on yourself, really. But it's all about ingestion. It's all about what we import, what we take in, how we let the conscious mind just run totally free, and it sort of runs off in a direction and pulls us along in that direction because we're not in control of it. We've let it master us. So it's mastering one's thoughts, which leads to hopefully mastering what is being exported through vocalization. and also because it's an interactive zone of acting in such a way that even the most non-empathic, the most non-psychic person can pick up on it, and your energy, it lifts their spirit. That's that's really simple. It costs nothing to do. All it costs is the work we do on ourselves to bring this to fruition. And is it not? You can judge a man by the fruit of his seeds. Well, that a fruition, therefore, is the fruit, and it implies that we are each potentially our own Garden of Eden, as it were. We're producing. We're like the tree of life, because the fruit that we're producing is the fruition of energy that is uplifting other people and giving them a hand up. It's not about getting praise and accolades for it. It's just, it's really just subconscious to subconscious. But they feel it, and it costs nothing to do. Anyway, I've meandered along, as it were, and I hope you've enjoyed the little back scene tour, as it were, going behind the scenes, going into the cells. And you could even do that in your imagination, hop into a little spaceship and travel round your universe, which is your body. Picture yourself sort of swimming your way through, down your arms, cell by cell by cell. Imagination and creativity. It's what you feel. That's what it comes down to. That is the key to it all. What you feel and what you radiate out. And what you radiate out will draw the same energy, the same frequency towards you. We all have the ability to co-create. We've all passed with flying colours on the negative outcomes, so just flip the polarity, which starts with changing the polarity in oneself, changing how we feel about things, changing our perspective, and the rest will just follow. Unconditional love to you all.